So it's for a range of groups and to critically reflect on your practice. It uses a case study. So I'm not reading off the screen, I'm just telling you, you will have a case study that is your current work. It doesn't work as well for you or in any way if your case study is entirely retrospective. So the best possible case study is something that you will be doing in this calendar year. Now we're going to have a chance to ask questions in a minute or two, but I'm very, very interruptible. So if you want to ask a question or something pops into your head, let us know vocally or with a digital hand up, whatever you choose, so that I can respond in that moment. So our past grads have given us lots of feedback, and I would have to say, having, I think this is the 4th cohort that I will have been involved in. The work that people are doing is astounding. It's utterly inspiring. And I just love opportunities through IC to allow people to share some of what they're doing because the practice is phenomenal. So Ruth said a couple of years ago, this micro-cred has been a valuable tool in my kete. It's helped me to adapt and improve my facilitation skills because it is all about your facilitation skills and reflect deeply on our processes and practices. I'm grateful for the ongoing support from my team and the PWP members who that's who work, continue to engage with aroha. I don't need to read the second two. I'll give you a moment or two to read them yourself, and you can sort of see the emphasis of what they've got out of it.
We've actually got a second slide of feedback, Kerry. So
Cool.
Shall I flip to that as well? Just
there we go.
Want to squish it all in.
So just before we move on, I guess what I'd like to say, let's take what James has said there. We're not teaching you how to be a better leader. We're not teaching you how to be a facilitator. We're looking to come in behind you and support your own reflection about what you have done and are doing that is good leadership and what you have done and are doing as a CLD facilitator. So we're not teaching those things, but we're coming in while you notice these in your work and can identify them more and more readily and then do them more often as you choose. Okay, thank you, Natalie. So we are really excited about the micro-credential. It seems to be filling a need that people have that gives them, I don't know, breathing space actually to just sit back and be encouraged and supported to take the opportunity to go, what was that? What did I do? What did they do? What's the connection between what I said and did and what happened with the people I was facilitating? What is it about my practice that worked in that moment? So it's actually about that. So it weaves learning, reflection, and part of the formal part of the micro-cred is that you seek feedback from 2 different people. And we have got a lot of time, got months to talk about who and what that looks like, but it is part of the assessment to submit the feedback that they will give you. We hope that it validates and recognises and consolidates what you already know, and we'll help you with that. It's so that you can do that at your will, knowingly, the things that you love and excite you about your work. It highlights new areas for ongoing learning and development, and some of that comes from the cohort. So a thing that really matters to us in the micro-cred is that you people can develop links with each other once you know where each other is and what each other's work is, that go on long past your engagement with the micro-credential. So you will find areas for development and people to go to about things who know what you're talking about and who will support you. So it's really important to us to have you get to know each other. And it brings together learning and knowledge and skills in a way that is more clearly shared with each other and potentially with others who've done the microcred. A really good way to do it and to feel very well supported is, if it's possible, to have somebody else in your organization doing it at the same time. It works really well. I know that's not possible for everybody. Some of you will be working for not-for-profit and you might be the only one doing your role. I can see Di smiling. I'm wondering if that might be a little thing for her that we will hear about soon. But it's important to listen out for each other because you have between you a wealth of experience to draw on, and we want to kind of facilitate that to happen. Now, here's our opportunity for our whakawhanaungatanga. So we want to know why are you here? You've all got a lot to do today. I know it. I don't even have to know you to understand that. Why are you here? Why does this interest you? So, are you good to do the breakout, Nat? So we'll
Yep.
just, oopsie. Okay. So when we report back, so you're going to be in a little breakout of 3. When we come back, we are going to hear from every individual and we're going to hear who you are. So very briefly, your name, where you are, who you are working for, and then why you're here, your why. And if you have a question burning on top, we're going to ask you to put it in the chat. So although you are working with a 3 to talk about this to start with, we are then going to ask everybody to speak and introduce yourselves in that way. Okay.
And I'll pop those questions into the breakout rooms.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Nat.
Once you're all in there.
Okay. Any questions so far about anything? The content, what we're doing, the process, what you do when you get there? Nope. Awesome. Okay. I hope you enjoy your chat together. Have we got everybody? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've
So
got a new person as well.
yeah. So thank you, people, for putting your names up there because we are going to need them now. I'm going to start off and I'll choose somebody. And when it's your turn, you do these things. So just one sentence about each. And at any stage, you can put a question you have in the chat so that we can attend to some of these as we go through. And there'll be another opportunity later for anything you've thought of in the meanwhile that you didn't have as a question when you began. So I'm going to choose, is it Alia? Kia ora, Alia. So if you start off, and when you've told us your 4 things, just choose anybody. It's like passing the invisible baton.
So kia ora, my name is Alia Tierney Lambert. I work at the Rotorua Lakes Council. I hold the youth portfolio, and so my main piece of mahi is amplifying youth voice into local decision making. And I'm interested in this credential to support that specific piece of mahi as we look at creating some engagement strategies for rangatahi.
Awesome. Who will you pass to, Alia?
I am going to pass to who's the next on mine? To Roimata.
Tēnā tātou. My name's Roimata McFarlane. I think I've shared before, but I work for the EnviroSchools kaupapa alongside Katie Higgins, who's here too. one sentence about why I have become interested. Sorry, I'm just reading the question as well as trying to answer it. To be honest, it was something my boss suggested would be an interesting thing to come to. So really glad I did. Already it's such a lovely vibe, and the kōrero, although short, that I had with the 4 people in our room was really inspiring. But also quite keen to explore and understand the process of the micro-credential accreditation as we develop our own. We'll look at developing our own within our own system. But yeah, I'm really keen to look at practical tools and strengthen ability around community-led and culturally grounded sustainable change mahi that we do and how I can do better. And I will pass the baton to next on mine is Gemma.
Cool. Hi everyone, I'm Gemma. I work for Whakatane District Council. I'm in the Community Partnerships team and I look after the Youth Council and also help out in the road safety program space. I'm also here because it was suggested to me by my colleague Karen, so she suggested I come along to this, so it might be something that interests me. So yeah, I'm just keen to learn everything that I can. And I'll pass on to Gary.
Yeah, going around our room. Hey. Yeah, kia ora koutou, ko Gary kia taku whenua. I work for Localise Limited, which is a operational arm of Zero Waste Aotearoa Network. So I live in Cambridge, but do a bit of work around the Motu. Well, interested, I suppose I've been in this sector 25 years now doing CLD, but I haven't really got any, I've got university quals, but nothing stacking up to match or say that's what I've done. So interested in what it looks like in terms of that, and probably tie it into just started doing the community directors course as well. So yes, as I'm just trying to get a bit of paperwork around what I do day to day, really. So, cool. And I might pass on to Katie.
Kia ora anō. I'm Katie Higgins. I work from home here in Tāmaki, and I work for Te Mata Foundation that holds the kaupapa of Te Ahu Tūrua and Enviro Schools, and so my kari here, Boimata and I are in the Enviro Schools national team. So yeah, we're just keen to explore really and see what's out there in terms of opportunities for us, but also our network. We've got about 170 facilitators within the Enviro Schools network, so it could be something that might be of interest to them as well. So yeah, so that's me. And I will pass to, I'm just see who hasn't been, Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa Wishart. I work at the Gore Kids Hub as a facility manager. We're a charitable trust that houses a toy library, play centre and parent centre. So we have the 3 organisations in one building. So I oversee a collaboration between all of them. So this is Chloe. And I'm the only paid role in our community, in our facility. Everyone else is volunteer based, so I run a lot of meetings and help facilitate like any fundraising ideas and just trying to keep the peace between a lot of women and their ideas and organisations. So I was just hoping that this course would help me further my skills in just facilitating for them and, you know, knowing what to say and what not to say and just being a good facility manager for our community.
Cool. Kia ora, Melissa. Who will you pass to?
I'll pass to Di.
Kia ora. It feels like the 3rd time I'm introducing myself. Di from Environment Network Manawatu, and I'm in a circular economy role here, and it's within the Manawatu catchment area, so based in Palmerston North, but we support communities and projects within the region. My purpose for being here is actually around seeking mentoring and coaching and peer engagement with running multiple concurrent projects and being a support into different groups and just having the opportunity to learn alongside others. I popped a question into the chat as well.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. We will come to that. Who would you pass to?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, next one. Yeah.
We've got Mary O'Brien and we've got Judith.
Mary?
Here we are. I've been hiding. Hi everyone, I'm Mary O'Brien. I work for CCS Disability Action and I'm the Access Coordinator for the South Island, as well as providing support and care for disabled people. We run advocacy groups that are led and operated by disabled people to increase their involvement in the community and particularly to work with local councils. And I'm just wondering that this course might be useful, so I'm keen to learn about it. Thank you.
Oh, we'll see, Mary. I hope so. So, Judith, we have yet to hear from you.
Kia ora tātou. I work with Kaipariki Project, which is an eco hub on Auckland's North Shore. And my role there is coordinating the teaching gardens and our community compost hubs. And we have two sites. One of the sites is in Hobsonville Point, which is a really intensive housing residential area. And we have this great site that's got quite an established food forest and community hub taking food scraps. And it's just got lots of potential. So we're in the process of working with the community, trying to get them engaged, involved, and develop the potential at the site. So I thought this might be, like the idea of working on a current project. I thought it might be useful.
Now, it's so good to hear from everybody. Natalie, is there anything else you would like to say about your role or anything at all about
Sorry,
yourself?
I think we might have missed a couple of people. I think, Milena, you said you can't do it because of your tech. Is that right? Yeah, I think she's put that in the chat. Cindy, are you there? Because
Yes.
you don't have your video on. Oh, yep. Okay.
And
Cindy.
I see Kyle too.
Yep. And then sorry, just hold on, Cindy. I think someone might have just joined us. But let me see if they're still here. Joe, was that you? Yeah, so we'll do hear from Cindy and then Joe.
Kia ora.
And then,
Yeah.
Cindy, sorry, I interrupted you. I apologize.
Right. Yeah, I'm Cindy Nguyen. So I'm Community Development Advisor at the Palmerston City Council. So yeah, one of my college enrolled this course last years and suggest this very suitable for our role in the community development team. So I would like to develop more a professional career in this facilitation thing. So hopefully can hear more about that. And my question about would like to know more detail of the program because it's a 4 months. So I started asking about how the workloads and hour are to put aside every week. We join the workshop, the course. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. I know we had Kyle and it looked like we had Milena too for a moment there.
I don't think Milena's tech's working to be able to talk to us. But yeah, we've got Kyle and Joe. So let's go with Kyle because he's been muted.
Welcome, Kyle.
Kia ora te whanau nei, ko Kyle tōku ingoa, and I'm working with the Compassion Prison Project Aotearoa branch. Nice to see a couple familiar faces in the room from Papeoia, Palmerston North. And I guess I'm here because I'm really driven and interested in how we create trauma-informed communities. The core of our kaupapa is a 16-part series called Trauma Talks, which gets to the core of childhood trauma and adversity. So yeah, just good to be here. And I don't have any questions to put in the chat yet, but I'm sure they'll come up. So kia ora.
Kia ora, Kyle. And lastly, was it Joe? Kia ora, Joe.
Kia ora, ko Joe toku ingoa. Sorry for being late. I did click on the wrong link and then I just saw your email come through. So apologies, I'm late to this hui. But I work for Haranui District Council. I'm the community-led development team leader, but new into this role. But I've been with the council for 3 years in the youth space. So our team includes a youth program, youth employment, age-friendly, food security, social services, migrant support, welcoming communities, and I think and road safety. So for me, when I saw this pop up, I just quickly got drawn to it. Always drawn to inspiring communities and the information that comes out, and just looking at having changed roles, whether this micro-credential program might be fit and aligned to my professional development. So I was really keen to just hear more, find out more, and connect more in this space. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, fantastic. Now, I am just going to go into the chat. And we have a few questions that I can pick up on right now, but as Kyle said, other ones will occur to you during the session or afterwards, and they're fine as well. So Di has asked to get a sense of workload hours, more or less, that one can expect to set aside weekly. Because this program is for adults who are experienced in their work, we used to give a rough number of hours. However, what we have found in the last few years is that everybody has their own way of working. So some people work in really big blocks, like they might do a weekend where they do a whole lot of work and not much for a while. In terms of hours, a very, very rough estimate would be 2 to 5 a week, but not necessarily. It depends how you work. You will be given the tasks when you register. There's 4 tasks. You do them yourself in your time, connected completely with your current work. So for those who came in late, if you do register and you find this is going to be useful for you, it's much better done with current work, not retrospectively. You'll find it easier to attend to the tasks with current work. There's no exam or anything like that. There is assessment of 4 tasks, and they're very carefully laid out. So if you answer what they're asking, you will get it right. It's that simple. I can't see any other questions there. Oh, we were asked if you can have access to the slides. Yes, you can have the recording and the slides. I just thought I would make a connect with some of you around other work. I do, because I can hear that there's quite a strong connect. I work in a secondary school as a counsellor in an area of quite high need. So what we were talking about to do with trauma-informed communities is an area that I work in within my own community where I work. Those of you working with youth, I work with youth. I work with youth 4 days a week. I love working with youth, and there can't help but be some kind of a connect there for that. So you'll notice that the workshops are on Wednesdays, because this is my day for doing this. And the other days I am at school being a school counsellor. Any other questions that people have thought of that you haven't put in the chat so that we can attend to them? And if not, we will just carry on. Nothing right now, but don't hesitate to ask. Please, this is your time to ask whatever it is you most want to know. Okay, let's go back to the slideshow. Okay, this is a bit of nuts and bolts. I've got a really strange bar across the top of my screen here. Never mind. Okay. Because I have a green bar across the top line, Nat, can you read me the first line of that slide?
You choose a case study, something that is already part of your community-led development practice and work.
Yeah. Okay, so your first one-to-one, and you book those in, and they are with me. We narrow down what you would like to do for your case study. So already some of you will be thinking of aspects of your work, a particular thing that you have been doing and are doing that interests you to spend time reflecting on, particularly with regard to your facilitation of it. Even if that part of it, the work hasn't happened yet, it may do before September when you submit your tasks. So it is your work, your current work, and it's a case study, one part of your work. It can even be quite a small part. It doesn't have to be big. So think of something very specific. There are 4 tasks to support you to look in depth at your own work in that case study. So I'm just going to pause for a moment there and talk about AI because it does come up. What we have found is that AI doesn't help you particularly with the micro-credential in most ways, in that this is very personal to you. It's your own reflection based on your own experiences of the past. And it asks you then, now that you have reflected that what does that lead you to do next? So really only you can answer that because you know the specifics of that case study. So that was just a little aside. The tasks are really well set out. There are 4 workshops during the course of the micro-credential. They cover a number of different things. They cover the nuts and bolts and keep coming back to how do you answer these questions. We also, for the people that are new, we strongly encourage you to connect with each other. In fact, at the end of this, if you don't want your if you register, well, once you register, we will check with you actually at that point if you're okay for us to send out your email address and phone number in order to be able to contact each other. Because as I was saying earlier, for those who heard it, we want you to connect, and we want these connections to be ongoing. We want you to be able to tap into the wealth of knowledge and experience here. So there are also these one-to-ones I'm talking about. There are 2 of those. One of them tends to be centered on narrowing down and anchoring your case study. The next one is nearer the end, and it's so that you and I can look at where you're at and very carefully plot the next steps so that you finish. It's all about the support for you that you need so that you finish. That's why it's one-to-one, because everybody's in slightly different places for different reasons. Net, the cost there, that's where we're at?
Yep, that's this year's cost. Same as last year. Yep.
Yeah. So compared with getting a qualification, a mini qualification, it's not a lot, and you will be supported all the way through to get that. Any questions about this slide here, which is just the start of getting into what actually is this micro-credential? Nope. Okay, we will move on. So people go, okay, how do we get started? There's information, there's a link there, and you will be sent this. You register and pay, and you book your first one-to-one. So already I imagine you're kind of sifting through the probably many things you do as part of your work and deciding what I could do this, I could do that, and you book your first one-to-one and we work that through. My part of the one-to-one with you on that is because I know the structure and nature of the micro-credential, we can look at which aspect of your work that you bring forward fits best so that it's easiest for you. That's a part of what we do in that one-to-one. And then you choose your case study, and that's exciting. It really is exciting, and you will probably never forget that case study because you spend time really thinking about it. Choose your attestors. This is a wee bit down the track. We spoke about feedback. There's a form. It's part of this. It can't be changed. It's intellectual property attached to the micro-credential. There's one for a colleague and there's one for a participant. The forms are the same, but they have a different heading. So when you're thinking of your case study, you think, okay, who is in that group who I could ask to fill in this form, who knows my CLD facilitation? So you choose your people based on their knowledge of you. For a colleague, they don't need to be familiar with your case study. They might be a colleague, but they're on completely different projects. But if they know your CLD facilitation, they'd be a fine person. The participant, however, has to be present and be able to reflect on your facilitation. So what we've heard from previous people is that they read the attestation form very carefully and they think, out of the 15 people at the hui I'm reflecting on, who can answer these things about me? Because every question needs to be answered. It's part of it. Okay, and after that, you make your own kind of a plan for how you're going to do it. So what you're going to do when some people start writing right away because you'll have access to the tasks. Some do reading. Some will go online to Inspiring Communities and find other things in there that support them to get started. Some begin keeping a journal. It's really individual. Questions around this slide or anything I've said so far? You can hand up, you can speak, you can chat, anything is fine. Nope. Okay. For those of you who are interested, this is a level 5 qualification. It isn't NZQA recognised, but we partner with Open Polytech in terms of the assessment being through their online assessment tool, which is called iQualify. And at the end of it, you get a badge and you get recognition from IC that you have completed. Okay, so do you have a question you can put in the chat? It might be about the content, the requirements for you, how the assessment works, or the qualification. Anything at all, and we welcome your questions so that we can answer them now if possible. I can't see anything popping up there. Not at the moment. Okay.
There's one there. How is it assessed?
It's assessed usually by me. We have a moderator as well in IC. She moderates between what depends on the size of the cohort, 3 to 5 submissions. The assessment is based on, here's the task, here's the descriptor of what you do, here's your answer, does it meet the descriptor? It's very, very, very simple and basic. So if you follow what's asked, you pass. And there's no grading other than passed and didn't pass. There can be some backwardsing and forwardsing. So if there's something that's unclear or your attestation form isn't filled in correctly, please don't do that. That happens quite a lot. It's annoying for everybody, particularly yourselves. So we'll go through how to make that really good. But I might say it's not filled in, this needs to happen, and I send it back to you. So there's a bit of backwardsing and forwardsing around that.
I just answered that question there about cohorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one a year, unless we have in the past had like 20 people from one organisation wanting to do the course, and then we would run that separately. I suppose it would probably be a minimum of 15 or something.
Yeah. Okay, I think we are nearly done. Next one, what have we got? How do you group people into smaller teams? Gary, can you tell me more about your question?
Just you talk, Kerry, about people working together during the process, like as a team, so the question is, how do you select? You've got 15, do you do 5 threes, and how do those threes more, and that's...
Yeah. The only time we select anybody to work with anybody is in breakouts and workshops. Out of the breakouts, you look for who's interesting to your work, can provide some support for you, who you just might want to talk to, and that side of it is informal. It's entirely up to you. Like I could hear a theme between the people here today. There's a council theme that I find often council people find it extremely useful to connect together. There's also a theme around youth and youth needs and so on. There's another theme you people might want to do something together or with one person. That's entirely up to you. Does that answer? Yep, cool. There's another one. In case of healthcare support worker, would you give as a case or project? That's really a question, Milena, for a one-to-one. So what we do in a one-to-one is listen to the strands of your work and see where your passion lies, because this is something you will be doing and reflecting on for a year. So in the strands, you'll see what actually really lights your fire that you're involved in at the moment. And then I'll work through with you to see how we can answer the tasks that are required based on something you are really, really interested in. Have I answered your question, Milena, or is there something more there that I haven't attended to? Maybe you are writing. Okay.
She says it's okay.
Okay, cool. Okay. So yes, another info Zoom like this. Katie, there is no April cohort. We are in the process at the moment of forming it with you. So anyone who's...
I can see that now. Put the workshop dates in your diary. I just looked at April and just, yeah, ignore that. Okay. So it would be a next year thing. If there were people from our network that would be interested, then we can share it with them at the end of this year and then look at for next year's cohort. Would that be correct?
It would be.
Yeah, they can still join this cohort. Like there's still time. I think we have the sign up date is a week before the first workshop. So I'd have to, that can go out in the next email, but we've still got quite a few weeks before people have to sign up. So you can, when you get this information, which will include the slides and the video of this session, you can share that with people and they can still join this cohort. Otherwise, yeah, we do an info session every year, so then they can join the info session for the next year's cohort.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Yes, so first workshop is the 1st of April. So there's 4 weeks to talk to people at your various contexts and see if they might also want to do this. Gary, is there a presentation who you're similar at the end to from? No, you've done the course that you talk through. It's not a yes or a no, Gary. So what happens is, say workshop 4, there's breakouts throughout our workshops so that you can hear from each other, because there's pretty exciting stuff that you'll want to hear from each other. And we do talk in the workshops about where people are at and what they're doing, and then that leads into further contact as well. So a presentation, no, you don't have to do one, but I would say by the end of each cohort, most people know what most people's case study was and whether they kind of connect with that and are in contact if they do. Okay, thank you. Any scholarships available? Good question. What's the answer to that, Natalie?
Yeah, we're obviously a not-for-profit organisation as well, and we run this program at a loss in order to make it as affordable as we can, because we know that people working in CLD really value this sort of professional development, and there's not something like this available anywhere else. But no, we don't have scholarships. You may be able to apply for funding, like for example, from a local community trust or another funder that you might go to for other professional development, and we can provide a quote for you or more than several members of your team to be on the micro-credential. But we don't have scholarships ourselves, and we have kept the prices as low as possible for the number of workshops and one-on-ones that you do get.
Okay. So here we go. This is nearly the last slide for our session, and our timing is just about right. So right from the get-go, if you think this is you and you're likely to progress, begin talking to people who might be able to give you feedback. Absolutely don't wait. If you register, that you must start doing that. It makes it easier. Suggest to others they might join you. It works well. We've had a lot of feedback about that. That's why we're saying that. Schedule in your first Wednesday one-to-one. You'll see how to do that as soon as you register, and put the workshop dates in your calendar. There's going to be nothing dreadful happen if you miss a workshop, but I really recommend you do attend them. It keeps us connected as a cohort. You learn so much from each other, as well as a bit here and there from Gwen and I. So I do recommend you attend, but if something comes up that's really important, please let us know so that we can keep in touch about it. And completion date, that's the final date, unless there's some really extenuating circumstance, which is very unusual. And I guess believe in yourself. You can do this, and you have great support to do this. We are right behind you, and we want you to get through. We want you to pass, and we want you to have learned from your own experiences and your own thinking. Okay. So we're looking for evidence. So in your write-ups of the tasks, we need to see these things as evidence. I'll let you read them. We're short of time. These are important. So you actually need to write the evidence that these things have happened, but it's in the descriptor for each task, but it's good to know now that it's the evidence that actually creates a pass for each task. Okay, is that it, Natalie? Are we nearly done?
Oh, I just skipped this, but I'm not sure that you need to.
No.
That's what you'll cover in the first session, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I don't need to go into this. You're all experienced practitioners. We're looking for evidence of you using the CLD principles, and we'll talk more about that later when you enroll. And this is the wider IC, what you can access online. There's a number of things going on. Any of these things can support you with the microcred and might be additional to your interest and to things that you want to know about and to do. But you'll get the slide with the slides so that you can look at that in time. Okay. Oh, we have a poll.
It's coming. Hold on. Where is it?
While Net's doing that, you'll get support to know what the iQualify is and all about how to use it. Okay, poll time. Just a few more people.
I think that's probably everyone that's going to.
Yep. Okay. 9. Yep. 9 of 10.
Okay, that's the last slides. So do you want to do karakia whakamutunga?
Yeah, I thought we had a slide, but we obviously...
Oh, yeah, that's here.
Okay. So, yes, I'll finish off our kaupapa for today with our karakia. We will be in touch with you now we know who you are, with the recording and also with the slides. And if you have any questions, do respond. So, kia tau, kia tātou katoa, te aio, te aroha, me te maru tau, tihe, mauri ora.